play. We're gonna get into some tracks with him, and it's gonna be a beautiful night. You already know what Oratory Glory is about. Oratory Glory is where the spirit of the artist tells the story, and tonight is no different, y'all. It's a little quiet because I gotta set the mood. I'm not gonna start with my usual. I always go in with some intro music. I'm not gonna do that tonight. I just want you to focus on my voice. We're gonna talk a little bit about what the idea of someone's aura means. So let's go into aura for a second. Let's talk about people's energy and what it feels like when you're around somebody. Sometimes you're around people and you feel nothing but good vibes. Other times you're around someone and it's an uneasy feeling and you're not really sure. You can't quite put your finger on it, but it's like, you know what? I don't really feel comfortable here. You might get a weird feeling in your stomach, things like that. So as much as we speak verbally, we also speak with energy. And that's one of the things that I really like about the artists that I bring on. Their energy speaks for them. And that is why on Oratory Glory, the spirit of the artist tells the story. So without further ado, I'm going to play a song to take the vibe, and then we're going to get into it with my guest, PheonixOutThe.
Hello?
Yeah.
I just shared with Oracle everything.
Okay. Bye.
Let me know if it works, the first one.
All right, y'all. Just wanted to get the vibe right. Like get into this track. This one's called Sarah. And we're gonna play that right now. Here we go. Phoenix out.
All balls, no change. Gonna reminisce about night six and the front day. No change, no bills, raw spills, sparks like the torch flame. See me a year with no cash, but more I have more time to have fast. Had a blast thinking gas, didn't masturbate once. The safest stuff, playing myself like a gun. Time to punch clocks, sleeping at the bus stop. Blood clot, burgers, gunshots, another murder. Unhealthy MC, scraping pennies with the wealthy on Selby, propelling me to be the best I can be. Action ivory in my diary of rhymery. Further downside, now feel the clown smile, see the crown style, juice booms, funk tunes, smooth round highs on blue moons. We rhyme in speeches, man, the reach the speed of life. It's hype, it's deceitful. Through the seasons, keep it focused, mix the potions. Sunset, ice house, slipping, summer solstice. If we have to explain, fam, you won't understand. Open hand to my brother, man. Covering land on the metropolitan. Never chop the grand, light a cycle like a octagram. What's the plan? I rush car on bus stops, monthly lengths of pranksters. Chase my feelings. These days don't wanna mingle with a bachelor. it with a transfer. They wanna act it with a master. I'm a mic record with a record, the 34th man of the orgy. These people wanna freeload, and these don't see those. We rewrote the Morse code, with jargon. The father flipping through that these stories. We split heads like divorces. Throughout the courses, kings and queens, no aces. Putting everything in its place. Perfect harmony with grace. My voice over, drum line and bass. Couldn't be a loser cause the taste of victory is so sweet. You can see it in my face. Eager to go out and get mine. Not a retreater, but a retriever. Message receiver, the prophecy believer.
Scaring these gringos like loitering Latinos. Vagrants to vandals can't handle your mandibles. Drop, I slip hip hop like slipshot disc jocks. Hold the mic like collateral. We gushing, not grimoire.
Run MC circulate Daytona with no pit stop. Your rhymes blue, please don't yellow with green lip, zip lock, ignorant stop. I render my physical, it's real as my soul, it's pure hip hop, hip hop.
If we have to explain, fam, you won't understand. Open hand to my brother, man. Covering land on the metropolitan. Never chop the grand. Fight a cipher like a octagram. What's the plan? If we have to explain, fam, you won't understand. Open hand to my brother, man. Covering land on the metropolitan. Never chop the grand. Fight a cipher like a octagram. What's the plan?
I practice breathing in the skeleton of abstractness by smothering whackness with a mattress, calling out most who are fake like the actors that can't hack this. Practice makes perfect, especially when you're perplexed. Determine the sex of your text and the next snapping text hits and splits the minds of dimwits, reducing them to slim bits of kibble. Party line like the mind of civil. Try your dribble, kick a lyrical cripple down some steps and laugh, son.
I'm nearly done with my 151. Who's up for the blood run? And no unintended mishaps. You mispronounce raps, got words and slurs. Herbs calm my nerves, man. My slang's not absurd as I'm saying this. The inverse milks my aliens. That works perfect. You can't define our regurg. Just squash traces in the rhymes are rehearsed. Intertwine quirks that work perfect with my tendencies. So sick, do a 360 and come back in and out of package for a real life facade.
Rolling with a bunch of quads, picking bucks and blood, playing the odds, spitting wads up another promenade on the boardwalk. I'm warlock. We keep snowing up to ignore spot, rock a spot, never get burned, but yet quit twice as hot. Melt the pot, nothing could ever stop the lot.
Clips not authorized with fiction, only de facto actuality. At its highest capacity, gradually winding down, roaming around the town.
If we have to explain, fam, you won't understand. Open hand to my brother, man. Covering land on the metropolitan. Never chop the grand. Fight a cipher like a octagram. What's the plan? If we have to explain, fam, you won't understand. Open hand to my brother, man. Covering land on the metropolitan. Never chop the grand. Fight a cipher like a octagram. What's the plan? If we have to explain. If we have to explain. If we have to explain. If we have to explain, fam, you won't understand.
That was fam. We're gonna go right into the next one back to back, y'all. This one's called Emerson.
Back in the day, we went to Emerson. We had metal detectors at our junior high. We spotted it was in a good neighborhood, but Los Angeles was never unified. The whites and the Asians, they was passing. The blacks used to rubble with the Hispanic kids. The Persian girls were rich or fat and sad. Felt like we went to school with the Kardashians.
Junior high, where we learned to be men or pretend. And if you couldn't manage all that, then just blend. If you wasn't black, you could pretend to be Mexican until you got bagged on. You grew your hair again, and it was always you against like 7 of his friends. And it wasn't my fight, I just wanted to be American. Hit that auditorium for the swearing in. He's trying to get out, I'm trying to get in. That's where I've been. My drunkie uncle ran my piggy bank for every 20, so I ran mom's couch for every penny. Get at the house party, ran my pockets for my whole buck 23. Now he's my best friend, that's what we call memories. You was eating cherry Ben and Jerry's. I was drinking 40s in cemeteries with kids not dead and buried. I bought Ripley's, believe it or not, to with me. With a neck full of hickeys and dickies that didn't fit me. With no books, no hooks, 24. My feet were very sore, dirty shoes and plenty more 32s. Kick the rhymes out of school, everybody watching. Persian girls play me low, but I got other options. Chicks with no jobs, guitars, blowing suits with no jobs, and mine with show zones. I ain't care though. I was chasing them chicks, hitching their kitchens and elbows. With one pant leg green or one pant leg yellow. Hello.
Back in the day, we went to Emerson. We had metal detectors at our junior high. We spotted it was in a good neighborhood. But Los Angeles was never unified. The whites and the Asians, they was past. The blacks used to rubble with Hispanic kids. The Persian girls were rich or fat. Feel like we put the coup with the Kardashians. Yeah, we used to ride bikes, smoke empty leaves, swing from trees, tagging halls, harboring a bed, G's and police. Never think we'd see 23 or 33. By the time we hit our 20s, selling trees, holding things. I dipped out of LA out the back door. Around the time all my ninjas did a bit again. I'm back in this dodging trapdoors, kind of like how we did way back at Emerson. Remember when we first hit the Everclear in Orange Hill, we used to float through Westwood, that hood love was black enough. Pops said they shoot first, so don't start acting up. Cuff that ass Porky, it was my Miranda. Mad at Oaks, pitching quarters in the bathroom, going grass, only me and Pops at home alone in pants.
What up, Gracie Lou? How you doing, Mountains? Y'all, I'm streaming live now. Check me out. You can see what's going on with me and my guests. So if you don't mind, hit the link in my bio. Come and stream and chat with me over there. What up, Job Blues? Help me work this out, y'all. Go on Twitch, hop on one of the YouTube lives, something like that. And let me know what you see. I'm going to keep this one going, but I would love to see you over there too. Thanks.
Was harder to was in the good neighborhood. They were the Los Angeles was never unified. The whites and the Asians, they was past the past. The blacks used to rumble with Hispanic kids. The Persian girls with your fat ass.
Appreciate y'all. What up, Big Mom?
Woo! Woo, that was awesome. Yo, that was absolutely amazing. I gotta say, thank you so much for sharing those two tracks. Let's talk about those really quick. But before we do, introduce yourself and let everybody know who you is.
What's up, world? What's up, Los Angeles? What's up, Boyle Heights? My name is PheonixOutThe, like Phoenix out the fire, Phoenix out the flames. I hail from West Los Angeles. I live in Boston. I've lived in Chicago and Atlanta, but I'm a California kid at heart. I'm just sharing some of my songs. Thank you, Dani K, for giving me this platform. I got some new music coming down the pipe, so we're playing some old and some new.
Dope, dope. I gotta turn my mic back on when I talk to you. Gotta get this multitasking down. We're trying something new. We on air 101.5 FM in Boyle Heights. It is Auratory Glory, where the spirit of the artist tells the story. You just met my guest, PheonixOutThe. And what I'm doing now is I am streaming this so that we can look at each other. We can be in person. We're working our way around this COVID thing. So it's something new that I'm going to have to learn, which is to put the monitor up when Pheonix is talking so y'all can hear it, and then to turn my mic back on when he's done talking. It's a little bit of multitasking, but I'll get it down. It's kind of like riding a bike once you learn, right?
Yeah.
You bear with me, and I appreciate your patience while I'm getting the little schematics down on it. And let's talk a little bit about where you were born and how you got some of your flavors, some of your early influences. Let them know who you're representing, at least from the very beginning, up till junior high, at least.
Okay. Well, I grew up in West LA. Like, my mom was kind of closer to Hamilton, so I just say West LA because I was between those two areas. But my mom would have me, try something, try art, try to draw something, try to paint, try to sculpt. She would try to find what my knack was. So I liked reading. I like poetry. I like the Dr. Seuss. I like the rhymes. I like writing. So I kind of tapped into that younger, but I never got into I guess making music and making lyrics until I got with my brother Justin, who was who put that track out. My brother Monk Mandino, he put that track Emerson out, and we would just go back and forth freestyling, watching Rap City, Of course, a lot of the West Coast influence. He would always have some fresh tapes. That High Road Battle. He had a lot of the Log Cabin tapes. He had he just had like a lot of West Coast underground stuff. Saphir, Hobo Junction. So those are all major influences. Of course, West Coast Titans, Far Side, High Road, East Coast, Black Moon, Wu, Tribe, huge influence. The whole native tongue. So that was early on. Before I even started writing lyrics.
Beautiful. And regarding the lyrics, I just want to give a shout out to Monk Mandino. You gave him a shout out. He's also in the live right now on IG. My
What up?
IG is California. Phoenix says, "What's up, Monk?" So we're trying something new here. So I appreciate y'all bearing with me. I'm gonna get this down, and we're gonna have our music streaming. We're gonna have a really great night. We're gonna hear more from Phoenix. We're gonna listen to more of his discography, and as I do that. I might sound a little fumbly, but we're gonna get this down. Everything takes practice. So I love your influences musically. I do hear it in some of your music. I'm noticing that vibe, especially how you do play with both the East and the West Coast. Let's talk about the West Coast first. You said that you had a song called "Dippin'," and
Yeah.
I do want to get into that one. But before I do, can you tell me a little bit about who influenced that style from the Dippin' song, and a little bit about the production?
So okay. So I think I'm like a lot of people who are West Coast hip hop artists. They like everything from Snoop and cocaine to your Living Legends to your Far Side. They like it all. So I think I just ran with the beat. I left LA when I was going to college. My original crew, Gershwin BLX, we we were kind of rolling as I was leaving high school, and they kept it rolling. But I rolled on I rolled myself all the way to Atlanta, and I started rocking with DJ X-Row and Vinyl Junkie. So I brought on a couple of brothers. One of them goes by Yamin Somali. At the time, he was DJ Amdex. So he's done a lot of production. He has tons of records out. Done stuff with a bunch of people. He's based in Atlanta, but that's my brother right there. And so he had a beat that was kind of loose. And after at a certain point in my life, I didn't have too many people I was close to, but I did have that beat on deck. So I was like, let me write something to this and just keep it lit. So I like this because this is like reflective of a time in my life. This track "Dippin'" when I was living in Atlanta, and like soaking it all up.
I dig it. We're gonna get into that one right now, y'all. Keep dipping.
Dipping through the city with my windows cracked. I got my windows tinted and my endos sipping on some. Dipping through the city with my windows cracked. I got my windows tinted and my endos sacked. Dipping through the city with my windows cracked.
You want to see what I'm working with here?
Dipping through the city with my windows cracked. I got my windows tinted and my endos sacked. I slide through the city like a sea serpent. Hitting corners, getting over skilled soldier / street merchant. Deep dirty dark hearted hard of war. Even out of hell's holes, leaving Sodom and Gomorrah to the city of Atlanta. Activists and artists underground, over water streets to northern parts of Georgia, California, New York, Chicago, Alabama, Florida. Flocking to the capital, the crook wanna party. I'm a rock, raunchy, nasty ninja. Don't know nothing, not now. Nearly can you with me when it comes to these briskets. Refills and slimmers, glib jibbing like a salesman when the whip.
Mad multitasking. Mad multitasking, y'all.
Getting this shit to my customers, comfortable. Calm, cool, collect my money though. Pride principles over profit. Brother, no, fucking post social, that's a pylon punctual. I'm coming on strong to live my time long. Plus, y'all, styles gone bust like a capacitor. Bust like a radical. When we get mad marching on the Capitol.
We're taking a tour through the U.S. with this artist, man. He's been everywhere.
Real like the KKK, the IRS at your desk, auditing today. All that multi up you say, don't go bother me, then it's just a phase. I'm calling you out your name, you started this one, but I'm putting your face, you all on my game plan. Talking shit you don't really believe. I'm on the cross your team, MVPs, whether I'm playing retreat, stand up for your man. Clean hands on bar, receipt to raise the king's ransom. Bash, classic material like here we go, traveling through time, space, spirits through the stereo. Dipping through the city with my windows cracked. I got my windows tinted and my endos sipping on some gas for all that I feel. Rolling over battle drills, 30 in the saddle, still traveling the atmosphere. Dipping through the city with my windows cracked. I got my windows tinted and my endos.
What up, Quarantine Gardens? How you doing? Send some new shows my way. Let me check them out. Peace, DJ Days. What's up, Job Blue?
From their wrist to the opposite nipple level of a rebel on a mission. Dipping pedal to the flow, engine filled with ambition, wicked grit to get up. Spinning songs like songs, 144-4, Don Juan, Farrakhan, Carl Martego. I'm a hodgepodge of vibe, long thought and force. Militant
killing competition cuts back to cost of war. Maybe co-opted cowards in the fall. Waste them in the winter, whittling off decoys. B-boys are weak sore like sparrows in spring. Dip arrows at your teeth in the apparel of a chief.
What up, Gino? Appreciate y'all. Trying to get the streaming multi-platform concept down, so I'm working on that. I'm trying to do Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live all at the same time.
Give it a little time and I'ma shine through the gun smoking rays from the shallow grave. Unscathed like yo, information overload. Get you waiting for the full Monty. Cocky like Rocky, going toe to toe. Chopping up your body on a mobile phone. Open toe, close, open nose, got the golden tongue. Holding on my own throne and I'm going for the throne. Holding on strong, playing traders like the rope dope. I leave them comatose. Overseas, coast to coast. Reload to New Orleans in the mobile home. Dipping through the city with my windows cracked. I got my windows tinted and my endo sipping on some gas. City with my windows cracked. I got my windows tinted and my endo sipping. Dipping through the city with my windows cracked. I got my windows tinted and my endo sipping on some gas. I'm a passion steez morphing like a caterpillar. Rocking with my saddle, keep rocking for philosophy. Dipping through the city with my windows cracked. I got my windows tinted and my endo sipping on some gas. Through the city with my windows cracked. I got my windows tinted and my endo sipping. Dipping through the city with my windows cracked. I got my windows tinted and my endo sipping. Going for all that I feel. Rolling over battle drills. 30 in the saddle, still traveling the atmosphere.
Yo, that was dipping. It's so funny. I'm like trying to figure out which one to use here. So that's let's talk about Atlanta. Let's talk a little bit about you moved over there. What was the difference in the not just climate, but like what was the difference in the environment and the schooling, music from LA Project Blow type of vibes to, you know, heading to ATL?
Yeah, ATL was a great learning experience. It really like let me appreciate all forms of Black American culture because you know, you meet people from Florida, you meet people from Texas, you meet people who might be like for real. I met George Bush's neighbor. He was like, yeah, George Bush is my neighbor. Black dude, you know, his family I guess had oil money, and then you meet, you know, you just meet people who are like Atlanta shorties. You know, I lived in the West End, which was heavily like very cultural. So you had like the Rasta blocks down the way. You had the Muslim blocks. Like they were like clashing because the Muslims didn't want the Rasta selling earth in the neighborhood. So it was interesting. Like it was still very Afrocentric. You know, being a Morehouse study in history. So I got deeper into like I guess my Black studies, my history, and you know that was a blessing. That was very good for me and my growth. This also you learn more from the brothers, you know, in between classes than you do from the professors half the time, you know, so it was a lot of growth, you know.
And I'm noticing that in your music as well. In terms of production, was it as easy to hook up with people in Atlanta as it was in LA, or did it take some time to build, you know, rapport with people? Were they digging your style? Were they like, man, you sound different. You sound like you ain't from here. Like,
yeah,
how did that go?
it was a good thing. Like people could tell off the style that I was an artist, like initially with just freestyling and ciphers. People could tell, you know, because you know, it's just something about it. So I ended up connecting with a lot of brothers from Cali anyway. My brother Odessa from San Diego, my brother DJ X-Row. He was a Project Blow DJ, you know, late 90s, mid 90s. And so connecting with him, he was already very much a mover and shaker. So I ended up meeting someone and promoting like labels. He ended up knowing people who promoting clubs, and we kind of got together and worked together to promote. So we promote labels, promote clubs. We got a club night at a spot called MJQ. They just gave us a Wednesday night, and right now it's like one of the hottest Wednesday nights in Atlanta. But like we kind of turned the table on that. You know, if you don't own the building, though, what you gonna do? So we added a lot of culture to Atlanta. He ended up working for Loud Records. He brought like MF Doom down to ATL for his first show in ATL. So on the hip hop scene, like we put a little work in Atlanta. You know, shout out to WRFG, shout out to all the radio stations. You know, like we were around Ludacris while he was just a DJ. I mean, a host on the DJ show. DJ Drama too. He used to just make raps. He had like locks, like he was all the way like cultured out, and then got more into the trap stuff because that's where it's at. Like if you're gonna blow up in Atlanta, you gotta represent that sound and style. But yeah, Atlanta was fun. Atlanta was mad fun. But I had to go because I was like, I'm gonna get stuck. I'm gonna get somebody pregnant out here. Like, I do not want to stay in Atlanta. But I love Atlanta. I love Atlanta. Great place to visit.
Before we get into this next track, where did you end up when you left Atlanta? Because you said you had a dip. Where did you end up going? And then once you tell me where we went, go ahead and intro that next song, and we're gonna play that.
All right. So this track, this is Divine Sons, correct? This is Divine Sons. You about to play?
We can play X-Row.
Oh yeah, okay. This is X-Row. Yeah. So we went to Boston. Before I went to Boston, we all the vinyl junkies, all the brothers in the crew. We all ended up going to LA and doing a full-length record. This was a record that didn't make the project, but this is a record I like a lot. Produced by the one and only X-Row, Phoenix on the track. My stage name used to be Felix, so you won't hear me say Felix in the verse.
Let's get it, y'all.
What up, Labia? What up, twin babies? How you doing?
California still swagger, mastery of the craft of massive blasting through the trunk, rattling hookers looking at the motherfucking clap to this. I saw the clip, put your hands on it. Lick shots, lip slip. It's the remix of love, hating survival. Hunger for power ain't nothing new since the Bible.
What up?
The times we was rival, getting nostalgic, romantic, and start to lie to ourselves. Well, oh yeah, that's the nature of the creation of God. The creation
Too many things going on, y'all. I need a fucking crew. I need like a whole crew of people.
Stained glass ceiling with the sack of racks, rocks, and angles. Self-destruction will let it closer to danger. We're in the pit with snakes to our hips, stated race, trying to pace in the race with a pimp lip. So perpetrators faking on some simp lip, chip on the shoulder, hold a stronger grip. Simply you're meeting up the minds on the grind and get rich.
What up, all the peace? What up, Zan? Thanks for showing love. I appreciate you.
Of heart, body, stones, and lifelong commitment, seeking physical, mental, and spiritual upliftment. Good times, good wines, nip, sip, yeah, we did that, lived it, and got a story to tell. A lot of these entertainers sound corny as hell, with the academy has radically changed the strategy. It's 2011, so we do the top of tapestry. Happy B-boys, decoys, and Cali boys. The heat breaking through your speaker will burn your blasphemy. Simple idiot, this is what lyrics is calorie. In this composition, it's over 2,000 degrees of power. Knock your head up like a capoeira stomp. When you down, son of suckers like copper. It's nothing but a badge of honor. Partner, that's all I'm at there. For the ballers, what he wanted to the scholars, not college. To the doodle, we can go for the piranhas. It's for all y'all. 24s of Corona, Santa Carla, lace with trauma if you want it. I'm from the west side. The side of Megamora, I return like Caesar with my visa and my visa.
Oh, we going in, y'all. I hope you can tap in. All the links are in my bio. And if you could let me know which ones are working, I would so appreciate that. I'm supposed to be streaming on 3 different platforms. I think Facebook, YouTube, possibly. Oh yes, we gotta talk about Lori.
Then I move like a panther through the night twilight. What thoughts in the beams,
Twitch, maybe Twitch. I'm not sure.
Destroy them to evolve. Trust my ninja. We got stars, bars, and raw reputation, ammunition, vision for a new nation, lyricism, community building, education. The click is sick from its roots to its foundation.
That's how we do on Auratory Glory. That song was called X-Row by Phoenix and DJ X. We're going to get right into one more, y'all. This one's Divine Sons.
My ATL crew.
Oh, no. It's making me... Every once in a while, I have a little bit of an issue, and I got to go back and re-download it. So bear with me. We ain't going to have no silence on this, even if you just got to hear my voice. It's what you're going to hear, because I'm going to pull this one up again. I am tenacious, and when one door closes, I find myself a window. I ain't even tripping. Here we go.
What if you're on the 5th floor?
But soft. What light beyond the window brings.
Yes. What is Twitch? Twitch is what Labia does when she's laying in bed waiting for, what's the other one? What are the sisters' names? I forgot. What up, DJ Dave? We out here.
I make my play just for himself is unchallenged. He works harder from one side, it's unbalanced. We have to know our strengths to study our shortcomings. You ain't fixing nothing.
Some kind of American accent. You're right. It's an LA accent, girl. I'm from the hood, mama.
Recourse. Deep thoughts are just words till you apply them. My son wants my only urge is to provide him. See, this side of me is not to be toyed with. Unless you want to bleed, because whatever he needs is what my boy gets. A higher purpose beyond reciting verses. On that note, nothing can stop me. Inertia in search of answers to questions I get to ask. The way my mind works is something I get to grasp. The last of the breed that's advertised as dying. That's if you trust the words of pathological liars.
Woo! Lania and Labia. I follow them, by the way. I follow y'all.
A second of reflection. Can't see my reflection in these words that I'm etching in the flesh of my essence. Represent my last session. Spouting my hate for public housing. How I'm glad I made it out. Now I'm counting my blessings. Cause we beautiful people. A testament what God can do with love, pain, and needle. I pray my goals is his equal. I pray my soul is his people. I know my thoughts is stay sharp. I spot the world through one eye. I think my mind is the needle. That's why I'm caught. I forgot what life down the hill like. When mothers raising daughters harder than a steel fight. But I wish they would have warned us if they want us on the corners with the burners playing Call of Duty in real life. Remember when
I'm hungry, y'all. What did everybody eat? I need to know. Bella the rapper, what up, baby? Check it out, mama. Let me show you. Check it out, Bella.
Patiently I pray, give thanks for a new day, get up and on my way. Waiting on the train, it's crowded on the bus. I'm ready for my future, but today I feel a rush. Get it done one by one, checking off the list, make it back to my rest, unrolling this consciousness.
I'm doing an interview, and this artist is in Boston, so we're doing a distance interview, and I'm trying to work that out. But you would come to the studio, Bella, and we'll do the full 24/7 vibe. You're gonna be here, you're gonna walk in, take pictures, all that. Shout out to you, mama.
Pull out the tight weed, stand fight for your flashlight like the beat. Just for the bulk of it, crunchy fish. Been through the gauntlets, the marsh and the monkey piss. Shine like diamonds, life's precious. Refined to see the glimmer in the tide eye. Divine fathers.
So we are on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook right now. If y'all can check that out, you can actually comment in there, and that would be awesome. Me and the guests get to see your comments, so if you hop on any of those, that would be great.
The universe unified and whole illuminates my body and soul divine lifetime. Streets lined with peace signs.
What up, DJ Days? Thank you.
Facilitated by the corporation to disorganize our confusion. Blunt smoke fills the air. Bullets follow the same. Where you get killed over a glare. Enemy don't even know your name. My name is good and tame. It's all the same. Shoelaces tie, but my pants still hang. I am the spirit of Malcolm, dream of Martin. I am the soul of those that's dearly departed. I hearken the flow of the sun and the wind. About to rewind this track so I can begin again. And I don't know the difference between enemies and friends, but one comes true in the end. It's me, you, and the subtree, see it's mathematics. They get us hopped up on malt liquor and rap graphics. And if we don't fly, then we will run. I don't even need a drum, I just let the beat hum. I'm gone.
Yo, that's how we do here on Auratory Glory. We let the spirit of the artist tell the story. We're going to get into it a little more with my guest, PheonixOutThe.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about Boston. Boston must have been, I mean, here you are, plucked from LA, straight to ATL. You finally got yourself acclimated to ATL, and you were like, I need to get up out of here.
I needed to go. I mean, Atlanta's going to be there. Atlanta was great, but again, I didn't get stuck. So I decided to jump into like a graduate school program to teach, to be a teacher. I was like, I want to rap, but, I know it takes money to do that. I'm not Griselda. I ain't funding my rap career that way. So I was like, let me just get into education. It's something that's, you know, a lot of my family members have been educators. So let me get into that. So I started working in Boston before I finished my grad degree. I'm like one class away. I just registered like 2 days ago. But, you know, the fight is on. The fight continues. And so I was like not with a home producer. I didn't have anywhere to go to like make new music. Unfortunately, my queen and I, we had a miscarriage. You know, it was God's plan. But, you know, we started seeing a therapist for grief. And through the therapist, I met my current producer. So we both had the same therapist and we started just making tracks together. So I would go to his house on a Friday after work, play with like a verse, play with the hook, play with like just a little something. So I just would have him chop up beats. And we did some over this Jay Dilla track that we're about to play called Do Does from the beat Do Do.
Okay, so I want to just shout out everybody who is streaming live and who's turning around and tapping in. So I saw DJ Days on there. You got some people. I want to just have you give them a quick shout out. They're in Boston and where else? Chicago?
Boston. I want to give a shout out to my original crew, Gershon BLX, that, you know, Mother Dino, Craig Malkovich, Slim, Mo Man, Abbott Def G Chip. Shout out to my you know, Croc, you know, the list goes on. Grandma Gribbly. Shout out to my VJCs, you know, X-Row, Groove, Slum, Yamin, Pudge, DT, Amazon. The list is deep. Two-Tone Jones. Shout out to my Divine Sons, Anon, Juan, Plex, Dan Johnson, Corey P. And just, you know, everybody who's rocking with me, who's been supportive. My brother Odessa, who's checking in. My brother Ron is checking in. My queen Maria, that's checking in. My sister Lisa, that's checking in. So everyone who's checking in and showing love, thank you.
That's amazing, y'all. A lot of support, and I love it. So we're gonna get into this next track. This one's called Do Does.
I ain't giving up on ripping up stages, spitting fire from the sound booth out of a shallow grave. Since a babe had the foundations laid through pages, a mother goose and Dr. Seuss a love for language. How it paints inside the frame is phrases, angles to free the imagination. Anxious as I was for the buzz to take my talent to a paycheck, I understand man has to stay fed, working like a slave ship, carrying black men, women, and children to and through mayhem. Taught like a public school teacher doing anguish, till I realized how much a waste it was. My talent and my time taken from me. I hated it till I took it back to my first inclination. This year, without fear or intimidation, confident in my skills, I honor them by laying out track after track like a heroin angel. Into your brain, through your veins, till it trains you to stomach the pleasure and pain level of strain you go through. To move crowds and use gifts God gave you. Thank you for taking time to hear me shine. From the 617 out to the 619 San Diego. Will vagina to Ron Burgundy. You want to catch a porno up and blow holes serving me. Currently I'm working for me, meaning I'm unemployed, working for the money I'll be earning on my summer tour. Null and void to some, deaf, blind, dumb, crumb trump. With the upper crust I run, not a terrorist or an embarrassment. I'm the man like Google, TRU, Africa band. Damn, ain't nothing like hip-hop music. A crowd of rhyme, a stage in my toolkit. I've been ruined and still making moves, paying dues till the ashes lace the shoreline's hue.
What up, Crew I Am? What up, Kazi? Go hop on my YouTube. It's in my link, mama. Just click the link in my bio and then hit YouTube Live and you'll be in there. It's right in my IG bio. If y'all can hit the link in my IG bio, subscribe and say what's up, I would appreciate it so much. What up, JC? Can you try hitting the link in my bio for YouTube and stream live with me, please, so I can chat with you? I would appreciate it.
I feel an open verse there. I think I might just take that open verse. We're gonna go straight into the
I need to hear some Dani K bars. I didn't even know you rapped till like a few months ago.
We're gonna go straight into Pimp C, y'all. Pimp C here. What up, Georgie? Do me a favor. If you hit the link in my bio, if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, I can chat with you over there. I would really appreciate it. We're live over there in the interview. You can see what's really going on if you hop over there. So the link is in my bio. Dani California. Smash that link. Hit on YouTube, and I'm right there.
Gold all of my flesh, gold all of my neck, gold all of my brain. Hold strong in your hips, walk with me now. Eyes wide, slide, don't shout round, God is side, wide nose. Looking for an MC who know the cheat code, nothing but that. Freestyle like freak those and it's a layup. See the game enemy from way about in her time to touch right by the bottom of the stairs. Slow motion like a movie, out your step to you. Told on the rich lip. We said hello, kiss you to green night show. You ain't seen that yet, or letting her know. Hit the ball, then her fall, then her draw, then her hole, then her passion. When I got it distracted, it's no. She spoke of my songs and my life and my role. My following, my drama, my family, my mom, young. She knew more than a little bit. Little mama wanna take the wheel here. I let it skip, but I'm working the gears.
Thank you so much. What up, Happy Leaf? If you don't mind, hit the link in my bio and go to YouTube. See me on YouTube so I can chat with you guys. I'd be so appreciative.
Get up, nigga, get while I'm high, call it Space Jam, on time, like a pair of Ray-Ban, cold like the rain, calculated like a rain man, at any rate, gotta take first place, I refuse to cease the music, new influence, and cooling, moving, no control, but cruising, and tuning to my indigo, my pen is flows into the moon, while a beat is looping, and the blue don't prove that I can't get looping, keep it real with my dudes and respect the movement, watching high hands lose while I beat the beat, keep my feet to the street, thinking true, improvement, break for the new schools, wearing skirts, man, purses, and tutu, cause all big from to YouTube, claim what you not, that's a poo-poo, true friends, true love, heart low, bitch, I got boo-coo, trust issues, got you lonely, losing all your and your homies, now you acting like you don't know who the fuck I am. You man, fuck the gram, the algorithm, give a fuck, saying truth and screaming from the G like the truth is saying, meditation, keep me high, keep me cool and sane, all you fools keep abusing balloons, you renew since I do this, fuck the stuff that the blueprints, never let him tear you down, shit, they always be from me around, truth, second like clowns, sing shit, loose lips, damn, love turn to hate, that's a fuck, damn, so I'm a old that I function, damn, doing way better and I love it, totally agree, like a fuck.
What up, Alfred Queso?
All right, so that one was Pimp C, and I do definitely want to know a little bit more about the projects that you did with Chuck Chilla. Is it cool if we play Crunchy, or should we talk about Chuck first and then go into Crunchy? What do you prefer?
I'll talk briefly about the track and the last track that played, and then we can go right into Crunchy. So Chuck Chilla,
y'all hop on YouTube.
Chuck Chilla is a producer out of LA, West LA. He produced for Gershwin originally with Brad, or Drab, we called him. And he's a multi-instrumentalist, real good dude. When I left Boston, I came to Chicago to help my sister. She was going through a divorce, was there for a little bit, did my thing. She got that taken care of. And then I moved back to LA to help my mom. And that's where I ran into Demise, who was the second MC on that last track, Pimp C. We just started writing to a beat tape, and we got a whole record that's going to come out this year. Also worked with Chuck Chilla. Like I said, great dude, very, musical young man, zany character, definitely the heart of my OG crew, Gershwin, zany, crazy, weirdo dude, but super talented with beats, guitar, bass, drums, and all that stuff. So he produced this upcoming track called Crunchy.
Intro is
cycle with nothing to lose except dues, tools, and tunes. Had enough of the blues for the lifestyle I choose. Took my lumps and abuse, my slumps and bruises to come up through the bamboo shoots. Roots we tough now, so Bakuja cruise. I sink ocean liner ships, cold as glacier temperatures. Bitch, we running with wolves, dancing with thieves. There's a police, the rumble and hooves. Agenda season, cheese, liquor with screws. I hunger for grooves, lust and muses and melodies. If loving that love is wrong, I'm a convicted felony. Princess to Dizette, spoke you trying to tell me be your big boy. Dream boy, I ain't no one spoon. Jelly bean, hard head, smart, soft, snapped off like celery. Dug out in plug, stretched from sawtail to telly. At the Miller, pillowy girl named Mallory. Her lonely killer had a salary for the gallery.
Link in my bio.
Saving up my secret dowry. Bought 4 cows for a northern family. Cows for a daughter, tout as funky on production, getting crunchy any town I'm in.
Little short, sweet.
That was nice and sweet. But I dig that. You know, that one, he kind of sounded like Monk.
That was me rapping.
You kind of sounded more like Monk on that one.
Hey, you know, we came up, you know, with a similar style. We came up the same dojo.
I dig it. I'm over here multitasking. I'm in the chat. I'm in IG Live. I'm using
You on
Zoom.
YouTube, you on the Auratory Glory with this duck head StreamYard. You're doing everything. I want to say big love to Los Angeles. This is an honor to be on the radio on FM Dial in LA, my hometown. Even though, you know, I've been in other cities. I'm currently in Boston. I was just in Chicago for the holidays. So I've been fortunate to see the Midwest, the South, the East, and the West. And, you know, there's always, you know, your hometown is always most important, regardless of where you're from. So it's an honor and a blessing to be on the FM dial and, you know, on your show, Dani K. Thanks for the push always.
I appreciate you so much. I want to talk a little bit about teaching and what drives you to want to educate. We had a great conversation about it. You mentioned you were a C student and you met somebody. So we're going to kind of go back, maybe backtrack a little bit, but you said you were getting some C's and then you met someone and he kind of inspired you. I want to give him a little bit of shine, and then I don't have access to anything from 11 down. So
well, 11 is soon, and I'm gonna give you access, but I can talk about Dr. Brazil. That's the gentleman who I guess got me to Atlanta, got me to Morehouse. So after the LA riots, there was I guess a push from the community, the Black church community, to do something for ourselves. You know, people always say, oh, you know, well, what about Black on Black crime? But there are people who are always working towards shining that light and helping us. But those are the people who get targeted. So this gentleman, his name was Dr. Cliff Brazil. My mother's friend got her son in this program called LACOP, Los Angeles Community Outreach Program. And it basically brought about like 200 kids, high school kids, every Thursday to Loyola Marymount. And he would just hold court. He would have kids stand up, what's your GPA, what's your SAT score, you know, and he never looked at a kid as a problem. He was like, we're going to get you to college somehow, some way. He'd have vouchers for you to take the SAT 3, 4, 5 times. He would have people come in and explain how you can get money. And he would walk families through how to get money to go to school, or if they didn't have the grades, how to apply to the right school to get in. So that's where I met X-Row before I moved to Atlanta. A couple other, LA heads were in that program, but Dr. Brazil, he's a real LA hero because he saved hundreds, thousands of kids. Unfortunately, he got some negative attention because what he was doing, he was showing people how to move their money around or move their child around where they can get more scholarship money. And he got targeted, like they sent in the sting operation, they sent in a fake dad, a fake daughter, like, oh, we need to find a way. Can you help us? We want to join your program. We'll give you some money to join your program. And they put him in prison for 5 years, basically, for helping Black kids get into college. Black, Latino, even Asian students would be in there. It was mostly Black and Latino, but a handful of Asian students. Everybody was in there. 200 kids from all over the LAUSD and surrounding areas, and he helped thousands of kids get into college. He was in prison for 5 years. He still continued to do the work. He got literacy programs, graduate, get your high school diploma programs in prison. And then he was released, lived in New York for a few years, and he passed recently, I think about 3 years ago. So I want to say rest in peace to Dr. Cliff Brazil, Reverend Dr. Cliff Brazil. You saved thousands of lives, including mine.
Yeah, he got you into college. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. And I wanted to make sure that you give him that shine for just a second. Are we going to play Open Letter? We skipped that one, right?
We did. We have time to play Open Letter and soon, I believe. So we can get into Open Letter. Yeah.
Here we go, yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. It's time for the Open Letter.
Can y'all go to my YouTube, please? Please.
I'd like to say thank you to everyone who believes in feet, connected when in the same town, keeping it G. On trust and issues of lust be free. Liberated, innovative, VJC, GDLX to the death, respect to me. My people through the lows, highs, and fight to the sea coast manifest, destined for my clan to reach Italy. Boast of where we are, who we is, and where we've been. The mother continent and red lights of every scene. Rebel warriors, foragers through debris. Messages from the Most High, couriers through defeat. Psychically connected, resurrected every team. We reclaim our name and our pain used to heal the entire planet. Speak our beliefs to other galaxies. Think and crush the fabricated fallacies. Disease by false realities. Sold to us, chaining us up to do. Though this pyramid is designed to keep us blind to this thing. Link in the system of death, debt, and deceit. Brick in the wall, flawed cause, unminded deal. Legalese and hidden fees, pimping me. Yet beyond the physical flesh, we quest to redress our stress. For all those still spiritually oppressed, there's a lot left. And yet more to come from the chosen and original people of the sun. Trained gun on our tongues, yet we still can't communicate. Through hate, death tolls, no one can enumerate, so choose your fate. Run, stand, or backslide, or rise, catching eyes from Black Phoenix to Cat Smile.
Cheryl, go to my YouTube,
Still
please.
sipping, tripping like Big Hush, try to listen to modern era visionaries. Music videos turn heroes, healers, everyone's turn flesh. Artists sugar coated armor, add water, dissolved it up. The pumpy water martyrs, dry up in the same colors, bunch of scumbag, red flag and punk suckers. Hazy, lazy, crazy, maybe out of touch. A penny for their thoughts ain't enough to take me out to lunch.
Please remember something. We need you. We believe in you. And we're counting on you. Best wishes.
Yeah, man. We usually go out on that one right there, man. But we get a lot of love for that one. I got a single that we released. We shot this video at Plymouth Rock. My producer Buddha Beats had some Native American flutes in there. So I just ran with it. You know, I was like, let's talk about the Native Americans that have been decimated. We're on Native Americans' lands. You know what I'm saying? Our people on the African continent have been traveling back and forth between the Western Hemisphere and back, and we don't know enough about our knowledge of self. So we went up to Plymouth Rock. I got my dude Dooley, who's an urban shaman, ghetto shaman, on the track. And I got Thunder Voice, who's a Native American brother here based in Massachusetts, who also blessed the track. So I want to get that one in before we break out. This is my new single, y'all, soon. I hope y'all enjoy it. Produced by Buddha Beats, PheonixOutThe, featuring Thunder Voice and Dooley.
Tell me where you are, into the zone. Tell me where you are, into the zone.
It started on on the shores of northern New England, different natives, immigrants, and trade agreements where the first got work and the last hurt the earth's vast land. Sands lit out bloody, broken, burned hands. It's just a regular scene and scenario. European domination in every area of the globe. Mixed kids split, speaking the language of the bingo. Our prisoners political, our powers our pistols. How we get these grids and zip codes, besides fears and drugs. We've been lived in it on the cold. All back there's a target, melanin on the black market. Selling my organs, culture stolen and distorted. Your mind and time, body and grind is the product. Got you bleeding and bleeding when you feel your eye. The options, how the vultures live. First, how a soldier heals his comrades. On sight since first contact, be observant. We can all grow, though, and evolve within context. Hands on my back, and the dead is on my profits. Contest better stretching my dollars to the promised land. Made my mind up on my lifestyle instead on it. Here to raise the stakes, break the bank for what they got in it. Day to day, trying to prepare, ready. War is real. We move the chains first to 10, moving forward, fresh out the trench, pushing bench press, presses off. I'm here to work, play, pray, we making progress. Obstacles are large, but my perseverance stronger than it's harder than a rock. Keep that money in the side, telling money off the block to leak deeper than his heart and show us what you got. Young buck, what they talking about? The world is yours, from Japan to the continent. Iran to Sri Lanka, black tea tip my continent. Since me being their number one, come out and even bought so cured like stock spots in sure property. Black male, secure and pure, it's an oddity, philosophy. Only know your history, honorably display and take the torch laid out for me like Ossity and Rubity. Moving through the melody beautifully. We'll get free communally in perpetuity. Abate mutiny, create community, share the wealth, knowledge yourself, dripping justice and jewelry. Self-made man, manual, the annual annuity. Learn to double entendre and the dual speech. Survive the storm, it's time to thrive in the fourth quarter. The cutthroat, dope and short from the source of life. Mother Earth and the sunlight, from whence you came, you'll return after it's done right. Fast as a young life, block hard as a gunfight. Life's types of prison break is of sunlight.
Lots of people come together with the end saying to make things better. We be coming up with something better. Back to the mothership from whence we come. And we will hold our flames flame strong. When I feel the energy, the vibration. Mama say, mama sound, oh here we come. Feel the energy, the vibration. Mama say, mama sound, oh here we come. And we will hold our flames flame strong. When we are the ones to believe in. We are the ones you've been waiting for. All is one. Strong, trust, and love. We are the ones to believe in the war. We are the ones you've been waiting for. Come on. All is one. Strong, trust, and love. We're everywhere, in our places. We're everywhere, melanated faces. All is wrong.
Man within, a lost sick with the pen, time pose like wormholes, come a race with the sand as a 40, I'll kick a can, it's mental fractures a hand with the help of a half a gram, smoke in his lungs, chemical atoms sprung with a double, biolocation with the big bag duffel, spotted in two places, the tank cams on two faces, we're here to break all codes and mental programs, mind control system could be related in a slow jam, rhythmic spells, the repeat of mental quicksand, the key from earth, G-Kong over vision. You made yourself only to test yourself. The ego is illusion, now address yourself. A thought who you be. You're more like a tiny drop in the sea. The power to change your own frequency. The Sufis will twirl. The people have them Earl on his sweatshirt. At the sweatshop, capitalism is the best flirt. Ignorance thought he was expert. His chest hurt because he didn't know how to deal with the pain. He would reminisce every time he heard the stairs over purple rain. Yeah, now you got to know who you are. You come from a cosmic star. Yeah, you lost. Yeah, you Jehovah. Yeah, you put a two plus awesome talker. Be the color rule. Oh, yeah, you know what we have to do.
for coming through. I appreciate all you who streamed with us on YouTube Live, all the comments and love. This has been another episode of Oratory Glory, where the spirit of the artist tells the story.
And we out this bitch. Jesse, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I am beyond happy. Let me pull this auxiliary cord out now and see if I can hear y'all. Okay.
Man, a lot of songs played. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you to Jesse for making that happen. Everyone loved the visuals that we had going on here. It was streaming on FM. We had everyone on IG Live hopping into the live, following directions on the pinned comment, popping over to YouTube and interacting. I think you got some people who are really loving you. One of the girls, Kimmy, she says she's going to pull out her piano and jam up to the couple new songs she heard. She couldn't stop her head bopping. So I don't know if you got
I see the comments. I see the comments.
Yeah, so I'm super stoked. I can't wait to do it again. I know you have a lot going on and you're not going to stop. You're a couple classes away from your degree. We got to celebrate that.
Hell yeah, definitely. We got to celebrate. So this summer, we move on to the next plateau. So thank you for the love, support, encouragement, and thank you for just being you. And yeah, we got a lot of songs in. I didn't think we were gonna get that many songs played, but we did less talking and more jamming.
More rocking. Yeah, we did. That's right. And I'm an absolute fan of every song we played. Now I have them clean, so I'm gonna be playing those. You know what I'm saying? So I did receive my syndication deal. I just signed that. So you'll be playing.
I want to connect you with X-Ro because he has a global, a 24/7 internet radio station called Soul Public Radio, and Chuck Chilla. If you like, that was the only track that you were like, I like this one. That stood out to you. I can introduce you to him too via IG if you know.
Yes, definitely make those connections. I am taking bookings now for the end of March and April. So that would be wonderful, and that'll give us plenty of time to do the work so you can explain to them how much easier it is when they help out the way you did. I love the studiousness of the way you put together, the outline.
It was the last minute, but we made it do what it do for sure.
Thank you so much.
Comments. Is there a way I can get a recording of the show on one of your platforms?
Yeah, it's actually on YouTube Live now if you want to go back through and add any of those people. And then Jesse's so amazing that once the show's over, he's going to send it to me in an email for Dropbox, and I'll forward that to you as well. So we'll have the audio and the video of that. So y'all, if you have an artist that you think would do a wonderful job of sharing the spirit of their story on Oratory Glory, definitely reach out to me, connect me with them, let me hear their music and know a little bit more about them, and we'll get them on here and give them some shine. So thanks for everyone who tuned in.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dani. You're awesome. Get some rest. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get some rest because I was working this week. But shoot, we'll talk later. We'll talk soon.
Yes, we will. Shout out to Jesse. I appreciate you as well.
Congratulations on all of your musical accomplishments. And I hope to, when I get to LA, connect with you in some kind of way, sir.
Thank you, my brother. Nice
if
interview.
You guys want to tap in on Sunday, Jesse and I are together for In Their Own Words. It's based on a book that Jesse published. You can find it on Amazon. And it is a memoir of all these different people and their recollection of what house music means to them and how they were first introduced to it. Jesse and I travel all around the nation and around the world, visiting different scenes of the country, and we visit with the DJs and some of the OGs and people who participate in the party scene, and we go over music and memories and kind of get a timeline put together. And we are doing the second part of In Their Own Words, which Jesse is working to publish right now. So we would love it if you tap in. You can follow Jesse Saunders on Twitch. He has a page on Facebook as well. The Night Doctor. Thanks for tapping in. And if you guys want to follow, I will be there on Sunday with him, and we'll be on another episode of In Their Own Words. So thank you all, and have a lovely night.
Good night, y'all. Peace.